and welcome back to Questioning Sense with me, Matt. How you guys doing? I hope you are well. We have shrugged off the shackles of lockdown and we are now deep in Tier 2 in London. Don't really know what that means. But then again, you know, as I've said before, me and my wife have worked all the way through this. My son's at school, so it's not really made much difference, apart from I think we may be going to the pub for lunch on Sunday. So I'm quite looking forward to that. Apart from that, all is well. Weather is foul, grey, cold and wet. So before I go to work, I'm going to do a quick perfume review. And today I'm going to be looking at this one, which is called Flora Mortis from Allsaints. And there's the bottle. It's 100ml. It's an EDP, I believe. Yes, it's an eau de parfum. It's 100ml. And this was purchased blind in a moment of Black Friday inspired lockdown madness would be the best way to put it. A couple of people have actually got this and said it was quite a good one. So it was a blind buy. They had a Black Friday deal on, and I think it normally goes for £50, $49.99. And obviously there was some money off, so I think I paid just under £30 for it for 100ml, which is pretty good. Now, I just had a quick look online. All Beauty are still carrying it for £38, which for 100ml, that's not bad at all, is it? It's a designer perfume. Allsaints are the UK fashion house, which have sort of taken over the world. I think they're worldwide now. They're a big company. They're very much the clothing brand preferred by the thruster. Hence the amount of times I see young people wearing their clothing with their little unique logos on. I don't wear any of their clothing purely because I don't fit in it. I quite like the look of the company. I like the aesthetics of the clothing. So it's all good. It's quite trendy, quite young and stuff. And maybe I'm getting a bit old for all that. But, you know, not bad. Anyway, enough waffle. Shall we talk about the perfume? What we'll do, as per usual, I will spray a little. I'll tell you what, this cap does not like coming off. I'm always worried I'm going to pull the atomizer off. So we'll spray a little bit for the purposes of the review. I am wearing it now. I've just done the school run. We'll talk a bit about the presentation, go through the notes, and then give us some opinion on it. So here we go. Ridiculously good sprayer, actually. It comes out like a real thick jet, and then it hits your skin and settles. So my review of Allsaints Flora Mortis. Now I keep forgetting the name of it, which is bad. All right, first and foremost, there's not a great deal of notes that are published about this. Official notes from Allsaints site is black pepper, smoky orchid, and amber wood. Now I understand that Revlon are the people behind the perfume line from Allsaints. There's got quite a few actually. I think Leather Skies gets quite a lot of love. I think there's one called Sunset Riot, which is meant to be a bit of a Baccarat Rouge style perfume. I've not tried them, but as I say, a couple of people have recommended this as a good one. So it arrived and I sprayed it. First thing you'll notice is they're not kidding when they're saying there's black pepper in this. It's a very, very peppery opening, which instantly reminds me of about 3 or 4 other perfumes in my collection which do the same sort of thing. I was expecting, with a name like Flora Mortis or Flora Mortis, I was expecting something a lot more floral. The only floral notes that they refer to in the note listings are this smoky orchid. It's not really smoky to me. You know, I've got a lot of perfumes. I'll tell you what, let's talk about it first. So you have a kind of a floral peppery opening, I suppose would be the best way to put it. And it's nice. There's absolutely nothing unpleasant about the opening if you like pepper, because the pepper is quite prominent. And then it kind of moves on to a sort of a floral, woody perfume. There's a lot of what I think is tonka, but it could be vanilla in this. So you have effectively this kind of muted floral peppery opening that doesn't come across as smoky to me. It comes across as dusty. And then you have this sort of like dusty floral peppery vibe that sort of, you know, winds its way into a kind of, and it is another one that's almost velvety, woodsy dry down with some vanilla to support it. Very, very pleasing. However, not very extraordinary. Performance-wise, it's quite loud for the first couple of hours, and when I say loud, it doesn't project massively, but it does project. It leaves us a nice sillage. This is a very safe, you know, you've got to understand this is a very safe fragrance. So it has a fairly nice sillage, a fairly nice level of projection, and longevity is pretty good actually. I get about 7 or 8 hours out of it. And during that, for the first 3 hours, maybe even a little bit longer, you're in a nice little bubble. You're not looking for the fragrance at all. It's always there. It's, you know, it's just a pleasing frag. I've had it quite, you know, I've had it, what, a couple of weeks now. So I've worn it quite a few times, mainly at home. I haven't worn it to work because simply, when I go to work, I like to wear a bigger fragrance, and I kind of lose this a bit. You're kind of aware of it, but I like something a little bit more when I'm at work, to be honest. But it's a nice one for around the house. It can, you know, I think because of the sort of vanilla-iness to it, and then the, you know, the sort of woods, it would be more of a winter-leaning fragrance. I don't think it'd be bad in summer. I think it would be okay. It would be nice in a summer's evening, perhaps. But the problem is with this fragrance, and you know, I don't give negative reviews, so you've got to understand that I think this is a solid fragrance. It's all right. It's nice. You know, the presentation's good. There's a little picture there of an orchid, and then you have a very plain label. Cap's good, solid bottle, excellent. It's not that dissimilar to the Hudson's bottles that, you know, I've been talking about fairly recently. The problem is with it, when this fragrance was designed, I'm pretty sure the brief went to the team that were putting it together in the same way a football manager briefs a football team. A defensive football manager will say to their team, do not lose at all costs. And I think this is exactly what's happened here. They wanted to make a nice fragrance that's not going to upset anyone, that's totally playing it safe, that's not challenging, that can be for anyone. And that's exactly what this is. And whether you like it or not, it's going to depend a lot on what you've smelt before. If you're kind of just beginning your journey and you went into a department store, you went into Allsaints and you sprayed it on skin, you'd say, the first thing you'd say is, oh, that's nice, because it is. It is a very nice fragrance. But if you've been in perfume, or you've got a large collection of perfumes, or you've been around, you know, smelling lots and lots and lots of perfumes over a period of time, you'll think, that's all right. I don't really have any space in my collection anymore for that's all right. I've got far too many perfumes. And in hindsight, if I'd smelt this before ordering it, I wouldn't have bought it. I think it's fine. As I say, it's totally unisex. My wife thinks it's okay. I think it's okay. And by default, my wife hasn't got a massive collection of perfumes, but she has got access to all mine. And therefore, she's also used to, you know, quite sort of divisive or challenging fragrances, and there's nothing challenging in this at all. It's a solid frag. It's one that you can wear to work, you can wear it out, you can wear it absolutely anywhere, because there's nothing about it, if you know what I mean. It smells pleasant, and it, you know, it's solid. I just think, I don't know, I think they might have missed a trick with this, or they've nailed it perfectly. You know, if they've gone out for a 0-0 draw or a 1-1 draw, they've got that. They've absolutely nailed the 1-1 draw, don't get me wrong. It's, I don't know, I've got so many perfumes that smell like it but smell better than it that I'm never really going to wear it. I think what this would be though, and here's a good tip for you, if you want to buy someone a perfume for a Christmas present or a birthday present or something like that, this would be a really good call because of its versatility, because it's completely unisex, because, you know, thrusters will love it, you know, more mature people will love it. But fragrance enthusiasts probably won't love it. And that's the key differentiator between this and a successful perfume for me. This is, I don't know, it's like the vanilla of the sex world. It's just, I don't know, there's something so safe about it. It's just, solid. I can't really say a lot more than that. As I say, the performance is good. You know, it lasts a fairly long time. It's also in its favour, it's a good price. It's a lot cheaper than a lot of designers that are out there at the moment if you're buying a 100ml bottle. So on a price point, it's very, very good. On a performance point, it's above average. So yeah, no problem there. Just on the wow factor, it drops off massively for me personally. You might really, really like this, I don't know. It's certainly one that I would suggest that you go into store and sample first, because there's, you know, I'm finding it very, I have to review this because, you know, I'm hearing more and more about it and I wanted to get my opinion out. So you've got, you know, if you trust my nose or my opinion, then you've got it there. I wouldn't be that excited by it. I think if you wanted something like this, you might be better off with Zadig and Voltaire's This Is Him. I think they're quite similar. I prefer the Zadig, to be honest. If you wanted a niche version of it, you could probably look at Xerjoff's Ivory Root, which I think, when you actually saying that, when you smell this and Ivory Root side by side, they are quite different. Ivory Root's a lot richer and it's a lot punchier. and it has a much better woody dry down than this one, but they kind of do the same thing. And it's mainly for me, I'm kind of getting caught out by the peppery top notes, which, you know, they both, all three of those have a lot of. As this dries down, the woods become a little bit more prevalent, and it's the vanilla kicks in a little bit more to make a really solid, safe fragrance. So if that's what you're after, it's perfect. It's not a bad fragrance, it really isn't, and I'm conscious of the fact that this review is coming across as a negative one, and it isn't. It's a good fragrance. It's a nice one for the house, but I think the All Saints fragrance collection aren't really pitched at people like me, or, you know, if you're watching this channel, then you're into fragrances. It's probably not pitched at you either. So this is one that I would recommend as a gift, or if you don't have anything in your collection with a slightly smoky, dusty-esque floral background to a woodsy, vanilla-y, peppery fragrance, then it might be the one for you. I personally think there's better out there, there's better options out there, but, you know, for budget, I mean, the other two that I mentioned, this is obviously a lot cheaper than them for 100ml. So, you know, if I didn't have any others, this would be a good one for me. But because I have it, all I've done is I bought a perfume, then I've replicated about 3 or 4 others that I own. So that was a bit of a silly move for me, really. I may actually give this on to somebody as a Christmas present, because I'm quite tight-fisted, and it'll be nice to see it go to a home for, you know, for someone to use it. And as I said earlier, it would make a good gift. If you gifted this for someone that isn't a massive frag head, they would be really happy with it, and they would wear it a lot. You know, because when you're buying a perfume for someone, it's difficult because you want them to enjoy it, and because you're giving something as a gift, people are generally really polite about it. They say, oh, it's lovely, I really enjoy it, oh, it's fantastic, and they'll put it aside and they'll never wear it. You've wasted your money and they've not got a gift that they really want. So, you know, it's always a tricky one buying a perfume for a present. This would be a really good one. You could buy it for your mum, you could buy it for your dad, you could buy it for your sister, you could buy it for your brother, you could buy it for anyone, basically, and no one is going to dislike it. And I think if people haven't got a huge collection of perfumes and they haven't, you know, been exploring perfumes for a long time, they'll love it. If you're, you know, you've got a friend who's a real frag head, probably not a good idea. But there you go. It's there's not a lot to say, in all honesty. It's all right, solid. That's about it. Anyway, sorry that this is such a brief review, but I've been kind of mulling it around in my head for a long time, and I haven't got a great deal to say about it. It's solid. Oh, sorry. Anyway, that's my take on Flora Mortis from All Saints. It's all right. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. I have 1,001 reviews to get through, so we'll be getting them out to you as soon as we can. And as always, thank you very much for your time, and we shall see you on the next video. Cheers, thanks, and bye.